Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full-line merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed-out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Hey, let's go! Monday show, July 31st, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com. If you are watching live, we are broadcasting to you live from Oakland Hills Country Club here for the American Cancer Society Detroit Select Golf Classic, a picture-perfect day.
Gorgeous.
Out here in Oakland Hills. Braylon is on the course. Darren McCarty is on the course. Tom Mazawey hates golf, so he drew the short straw, and he is up here on the desk with me.
I am here.
Good afternoon to you, Tom.
What's up, brother?
You, baby.
Nice to see you. How was your weekend?
Oh, it's a fantastic weekend.
We got our boys here. We got JB and Parker. We got our man, of course,
Lucas,
intern
Alex, and
Spenny. And Spenny. I don't know why I tripped up on my boys here.
Look at this guy.
We're just chilling. We're waiting for the hors d'oeuvres to come around 3 o'clock.
Well, you got your hors d'oeuvres. Show the people what you were brought.
I got some M&Ms.
No, right there behind the Kool-Aid glass. There you go, Tom. Look at that.
Little M&Ms.
They brought Maz a cup of M&Ms.
Mix. It's all good, man.
Little Chex Mix for us.
I got
as
my
well.
Kool-Aid. It's all good.
You got your Lions Kool-Aid. How's your weekend, big guy?
Oh, it's good, man. Nice and relaxing. Not a lot to do, and I got to go in the pool twice, and I got to see Oppenheimer on Saturday night.
Tell me about this.
Phenomenal movie. Now, here's my suggestion. You probably should read up on it.
Yes.
Prior to going. Now, I know my history pretty well, and if you don't know your history, you definitely want to read up on it. You know, the man, the maker of the bomb.
The atom bomb. The atomic bomb.
The A-bomb. And it was just a phenomenally acted and a beautifully shot movie. 3 hours, but it's the fastest 3 hours you're going to ever sit through. It was phenomenal, and the cast is unbelievable, starting with the star of that show, the Irish actor, and I don't remember his name, but he's Cillian Murphy. Thank you, Spenny. He's going to win an Oscar. No question about it. Another guy that's going to win an Oscar is Robert Downey Jr.,
who said this is the best film he's ever been in his life.
And who played the wife, Kitty? Gorgeous woman.
Gorgeous.
Emily Blunt. Give her the Emmy. Give her the Oscar. It's going to sweep. It's going to sweep the Oscars. No question about it. And then on the other, his former girlfriend. Who was that again?
Come on, Tom.
She was hot as hell, too.
Oh, this
hot
guy.
Hot as hell.
Come on.
She's not going to win an Oscar,
I
but
don't care
she
how
was
people
great.
look.
Florence Pugh. Outstanding.
Give it to her. Give her the Oscar.
Give her the Oscar, as far as I'm concerned. Give Florence Pugh the Oscar. Emily Blunt the Oscar.
We need Tom Mazawey to go to the Lee Thomas School of Movie Reviewing.
I do.
Maz
I wasn't prepared.
Maz sees a movie. Give him the Oscar.
Yeah, it was great. It was phenomenal.
It is definitely
4 stars.
It is definitely a movie that I want to see. There's no question about it.
I'll go again if you want to go.
A lot of people are saying that they've got to go twice.
You do.
Because you want to see, you're so in awe of the story itself, and then you see it a second time to see all of the different intricacies of the movie.
There's a lot of flashbacks in it.
Speaking of intricacies, this is the first time I have been to Oakland Hills since the fire of the clubhouse that destroyed the clubhouse.
Yeah.
When you drive into this place, probably one of the most pristine pieces of land in our area. I mean, this is the mecca of golf in Michigan.
No
doubt. Holds barred, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Maybe one of the best in the country.
Without question. Yeah. The U.S. Open will be here in a couple of years, too.
Or will, with the new clubhouse.
Yeah. It is pretty
Now, Spencer and I tried to go to the pro shop, and I guess they didn't like our kind. It was locked. They would not let us in.
Not true. A lot of clubs
they took a look at us, and we heard a click but we didn't see anybody.
That's not true, Tom.
No, it's not true.
Don't let facts get in the way of a good story. A lot of clubs are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays.
How could I not know that?
That's why there's an outing here.
How could I not know that?
Right. I mean. That's
right. My daughter could play golf at her country club.
On Mondays,
but she never does.
Right.
She never does. That's right. I forgot.
There you go.
Mondays, dark on a golf course.
There you go. That's why all the outings are on Mondays.
I swear. I never knew that. It makes sense now, though. It makes sense.
So we'll see. We'll see now. Depending upon how late the golf goes, Braylon and D-Mac are on the rundown today. They are scheduled to join us at some point. We will see if we can work that out.
I think Braylon was supposed to be here at 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's a golf, man.
Well, you can't. If you start at like 8 o'clock, I guess you can't possibly be done by 2.
Well, I don't think this guy. What am I supposed to do with you, Tom?
I don't know what to tell you.
We've got a big show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. We will be talking to Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com, get his observations on the first week of camp. One injury of note that I think we'll keep an eye on, and that's Penei Sewell in concussion protocol. So we'll talk to Mike O'Hara about everything happening at Lions camp. We'll do that in about 25 minutes from now. I do want to start, though, Tom, with the Detroit Tigers. They lost 2 of 3 in Miami over the weekend, and it did feel, how many times have we said this before? And I watched a great chunk of all 3 of these games. It did feel like this series in Miami was the absolute epitome of the season. They battle, they're close, they take the lead, they blow the lead, they can't hang on, and it's over.
Facts.
So what should have been a 3-game sweep, they end up losing 2 of 3, and that has been the season. And, Minnesota's lost 4 or 5 in a row, and
they're amazing.
You're
only 6.5 back still.
I understand, and you just can't help but wonder, man, these guys are a 5-6 game winning streak away from being 2 back.
But when they win,
and
the
think
Twins
about that.
win.
I'm not saying go on a 12 to 14 game winning streak. I'm saying if they could get on a 5 to 6 game win streak, they'd be 2 games out of first place.
I know. It's heartbreaking. Especially, I like this team. I've been telling you all year. I call them the Ragtag Tigers. I have enjoyed watching them. I go to many games. I'm involved. I'm constantly, if I'm not watching the game, I'm on my phone checking the score, seeing if they're in it. The other day my wife and I forgot what we were doing at some party, and I'm like, Tigers are up 1 right now. They wound up losing.
Right.
They wound up losing. And it's time. It's the trade deadline tomorrow, 6 p.m., and they are sellers.
Well,
officially, we all knew they were, but you're going to lose your 2 best pitchers, no question.
And that's really kind of – this is the series that really sold me on doing that. Now, Bob Nightingale, let me read his tweet.
Yeah,
Bob Nightingale, a longtime baseball writer for USA Today. Here's what he had to say. He said, there is no doubt about it. The Detroit Tigers are definitely trading starters Eduardo Rodriguez and Michael Lorenzen. It's simply a case of seeing which team blinks first with their high price tag. There are so many teams that are in the playoff race.
The word is Houston is hot on Lorenzen, and the Tigers are hot on their top catching prospect. And if you remember, the catcher they got from the Astros in the Verlander deal is Jake Rogers.
Right.
He hasn't turned out to be the guy, and he's a good player, but he's just not the guy. And so we'll see. If Houston wants to give up their number 1 prospect, their catching prospect, I think the Tigers will swap Lorenzen to the Astros, and they are also hot on you-know-who in New York.
Justin Verlander.
Yes.
Well, that's a story in it. So let's hold that for a minute, if we could, Tom. Let's not.
You don't want me to drop my pants this early?
Yeah, not every. We just kind of
I can't help it when you talk baseball.
Methodically go through this a little bit, so we can
up.
just kind of explore and not have diarrhea of the mouth on all the entire show.
Okay.
And then at 2:12, we're going to have no topics left.
Yes.
Because you've already exhausted all of our entire rundown. But Tigers first and foremost. This losing 2 of 3 in Miami is look, they play the Twins 6 times in August. I'd like to see what they could have done with these guys. But if you're telling me they're going to trade Eduardo Rodriguez and Michael Lorenzen, fine. But forgive me for a second if I just kind of am not too excited about that.
Right.
And the reason I'm not too excited about it is because now I know it was Al Avila and Dave Dombrowski and not Scott Harris. But they've traded J.D. Martinez. They've traded Max Scherzer. They've traded Justin Verlander. They've traded Nick Castellanos. They've traded every resource that they've had over the course of 6 years, 7 years, and they've gotten nothing.
You forgot Isaac Paredes.
They've gotten nothing. They have walked away with Alex Lang and Jake Rogers. That is the haul for Verlander. Now, Scherzer walked, but Verlander, Scherzer, all of these guys.
Candelario they even gave away. Candelario's a pretty damn good player.
But listen to me. That's a perfect example. Yeah. When the Tigers acquired Jeimer Candelario, this top prospect from the Cubs is going to be your third baseman for the next 8 to 10 years.
He lasted 3.
How did that work out? So forgive me if I have some serious pause about trading Eduardo Rodriguez, a guy that's, locked up for a couple of years. Will he opt out? I'm sure he will, even though he says wouldn't be the case. And Michael Lorenzen. Michael Lorenzen is having a really nice year, and some believe he is the hottest starting pitcher on the market, not named Verlander. But the thing with Verlander is you got to pay Verlander.
Right.
You're going to have to give up a ton for Verlander. So a lot of baseball people are calling him the best rental pitcher that you can get.
At this point.
Because he can start, he can relieve for you, he can eat up those 4 innings on a bullpen day in a short series, in a series that's 2-2, going to Game 5.
Yeah.
And you've got a 3-game series essentially. You want to mix it up and have a bullpen.
Well, here's the thing. If they do trade Lorenzen, there's a chance that they could re-sign him as a free agent.
Right.
Like the Yankees did back in the day when they traded with the Cubs. They traded Aroldis Chapman at the break so the Cubs could win the World Series, which they did, and then Chapman came back to the Yankees. Big deal, and he didn't work out there. Wound up walking away to Kansas City, and now I forget what team he's on, but he's kicking butt this year. But, yes, they can re-sign Lorenzen next year. So I think that's a deal you have to make. As far as Erod goes, he's been lights out all year. He has. When he starts, you're in the game, minus a couple of bad starts he had. But you are in every single game that guy pitches. And he could be a 2 on some good team. And he will be a good 2 on a good team. And we'll see who comes up with the highest bid, because he's going to be gone, as Bob Nightingale said.
Mike O'Hara talking Lions coming up in about 15 minutes. We're going to stay on this Tiger situation. Where are you as Tiger fans right now with this baseball team? Next year feels like a go-for-it year. And because of that, why are you getting rid of your best players if that's the case? Am I on an island by myself? I say hold. Don't trade any of these guys. Am I the idiot here? Let me know what you think in the WoodwardSports.com chat. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. You see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house. It tells the bad guys one thing: stay out. Whether you are at home or on the road, customized solutions from real experts, 24/7 professional monitoring, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. At Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. Baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Who wouldn't, right?
Who wouldn't?
Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today to enter to win the $100,000 Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas. Buy your Cintron at your local Myers stores. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste and a choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best version of themselves. drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Broadcasting to you live from Oakland Hills Country Club. Beautiful Oakland Hills, historic Oakland Hills. For the American Cancer Society Detroit Select Golf Classic. Braylon is on the course. DMAC is on the course. Hoping to be joined by those two fine gentlemen at some point over the next hour and 45 minutes. Mike O'Hara going to join us in 15 minutes talking Detroit Lions. But I really want to explore this Tigers talk. Trade deadline tomorrow, 6 p.m. Bob Nightingale, USA Today baseball writer, says the Detroit Tigers are definitely trading starters Eduardo Rodriguez and Michael Lorenzen. It's simply a case of seeing which team blinks first with their high price tag. And that's all fine and good. And look, Scott Harris will forget more about baseball and trading and than I'll ever know. I love the sport, and forgive me for being a little bit of a pessimist when it comes to this. I'm an eternal optimist.
Yeah, you are.
But I'd almost just like to take my chances here and hold and not trade these guys. And again, one of the major reasons, and you know, this isn't Scott Harris's fault, but this team, for all the trades that they have made from much better players, Justin Verlander, J.D. Martinez, Nick Castellanos, they gave Scherzer away for nothing. Isaac Paredes was up and comer in the system. This organization has literally gotten nothing for all of that talent. So for me to sit here and Lorenzen's out there, Eduardo Rodriguez is out there, and outside of Justin Verlander, who we'll talk about in a second, Maz, these two starting pitchers are getting the most buzz. These two starting pitchers are the most highly coveted, and that's great. What will they return? If you tell me they're going to get a top 50 prospect in baseball or a top 100 prospect in baseball, you know what? I'm not going to be so excited about that.
But that's what you're going to get. You're not going to get a veteran. They're not trading for
I
veterans.
Understand that.
And now this was you have to remember, the past is Al Avila, and when he got dealt the hand that he got dealt. The Illich family said, okay, we're done. 2014 was our last run. We're tearing the team down. They tore him down. They gave him like $5 in his wallet, and they said, okay, go out and fill a team. He did it to the best of his ability. It failed. The trades failed. They supposedly got Houston's top pitching prospect. The guy blew out his arm in the minor leagues. He's never going to pitch again.
Who is Houston's top catching candidate?
It was Jake Rogers.
Right, who's a fine player.
Yes.
But when the Tigers win championships or compete for championships,
Probably won't be there.
Probably not going to be there.
He might be like a secondary guy to be putting in there. Eric Haas and him, one of them probably ain't going to be
gone
next year. But to make a long story short, that's the old regime, right? You got to trust.
I understand.
You got to trust in the guy that was hired and the guys that he brought over. I mean, Scott Harris went to Tampa and got one of their top guys, and brought him over here to be an assistant general manager. He is tapping into the best baseball minds out there. You've got to give him a chance. So if he thinks trading Lorenzen, which I agree with, because next year he's a free agent. If you really like him, you'll sign him. If you don't want to sign Eduardo Rodriguez next year, or
who will
keep him,
opt out,
he's going to opt out, or you're going to give him a long-term deal. If you don't want to give him a long-term deal, you got to let him go. He's not Shohei Ohtani. The Angels aren't letting Shohei go. They are all in, and we'll tell you about what the Angels have done over the weekend. They are all in. So they're doing their best to try to make the postseason, maybe make a run, Get Shohei appetite wet again to stay in Anaheim and for the long term. That's what they're doing. Eduardo Rodriguez ain't Shohei Ohtani. So if you're not going to sign him, deal him now and get something for him.
And I understand, and you're absolutely correct about, getting a top 50, top 100 prospect for all these guys, and that's the market probably, and that's likely what you'll get. But forgive me if I just can't be excited about that until I see some sort of result at the big league level, because I have heard about how great all of these prospects have been in the past. And again, the one that comes to mind for me is Jeimer Candelario, who is on his third team now since being traded. It's Detroit.
Well, Detroit, then went to Washington. And
now he's got shipped out again, from Washington, wherever he is right now. So
he's still a very good fielder. They said he was going to be a great fielder. His hitting just never came around.
What you got to do if you want to be a major leaguer.
Correct.
You got to hit the baseball.
This ain't Bobby Grich on the Orioles back in the day. I mean, Mark Belanger, who hit like 150, but he played the greatest shortstop that you could play on a championship team. That's not him.
Right. So, I mean, and next year is going to be a big year for the Detroit Tigers. I do think you try to compete for a division championship for sure next year. You're going to have money come off the books. So
big time.
If you do spend that money and maybe exceed what is coming off the books, you're going to be in a position to win this division. And the starting rotation, you've got Skubal, you've got Manning, you've got Brisky, you've got Spencer Turnbull. Who the hell knows what's going on with Casey Mize?
Right, that's next year at earliest.
But, it would be nice to get some sort of veteran in
Alex
there
Faeda.
as well. Exactly. I mean, you've got arms up and down the minor leagues and, even here in Detroit. But at what point do you go out there and get yourself a veteran?
Hey, look, if you like Eduardo Rodriguez, keep him. Sign him to a deal and keep him. He's your ace next year. Or a 2, even a 3 if your good young talent develops. But if you're not going to keep him and you don't really believe him and trust in him, then you got to let him go right now and get whatever you can for him. This year is I'm not going to call it a lost cause. They're only 6.5 out in a very bad division. Anything could happen. Cleveland is on the doorstep as well. They're a half game out of first. You're going to be chasing them when it's all said and done. It's going to be Cleveland, Minnesota, even Chicago might make a run, even though they've gotten rid of Lucas Giolito. It looks like they've folded up their tent for the year as well. So Kansas City, they've got their World Series already locked up from a few years ago, and they beat the Mets. So they're playing with house money. They're going to get a new stadium. The Tigers, out of all the teams in that division, are probably the poorest when it comes to what's looking ahead. What's ahead for them? Minnesota always has an excellent farm team. Cleveland, excellent farm team. The Tigers really got to make a splash, man. I really believed they could have competed this year in this pathetic division. But like you said, they can't win 5 in a row at any time. They did earlier in the year, but they just can't seem to do it anymore. They just don't know how to finish a game.
Yeah, that series in Miami, as I said, was the epitome of the season. I mean, you look at what the Cubs are doing. They were thought to be sellers. Now they're buyers.
They won 9 in a row.
Absolutely. Arizona, San Diego was a seller. Now they're probably buying.
Look at Texas. Texas they're all in. They're in first, and they're all in, trading for Max Scherzer, and they get I forgot who they get, just Jordan Montgomery from the St. Louis Cardinals. So they got 2 starters. They still need a hitter, by the way, if they want to compete. So there's a lot out there still. And tomorrow, about 24 hours and change.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, 6 o'clock.
So here's one thing I don't want to see. With Scherzer going to Texas, if you look at the standings in the American League West Division, Texas with a 1-game lead over the Houston Astros. So Houston is going to try to match that deal for Max Scherzer.
You know where they're going.
And they're going right back to New York.
They are.
And they're going to call the New York Mets for Justin Verlander.
The hottest
Isn't
pitcher,
that exactly what they're going to do?
The hottest pitcher in baseball right now. Won his 250th game last night. The most career wins by a active player right now in the major leagues. Justin Verlander at 41 years old.
And you wonder how many more players in this type of Major League Baseball will get to 250 wins because these guys just don't stay in the game long enough anymore.
They don't. There was a guy with a no-hitter the other day, threw 6, The Cardinals, I think, had him. They took him out, and they wound up losing the game. They were up 2-0, took out the kid with a no-hitter, threw 5. 76 pitches. Oh, got to get him out of there. Get him out.
It's absurd.
Absurd.
It's ridiculous. Now, Maz, let me ask you, because obviously the one reason why I don't want to see Verlander go back to Houston is because if Verlander goes back to Houston and they win another World Series, it's over. It's over.
It's over.
I mean, he's a Houston Astro in the Hall of Fame.
Ugh.
He's a Houston Astro. When people think about Justin Verlander, they will think about Justin Verlander, the Houston Astro. He can go anywhere else he wants. And it is said that he loves being a New Yorker. He just absolutely loves New York.
I hope Kate wants to stay.
She does want to stay. He wants to stay. He's a big city guy. He always was a big city guy. Even when he was here in Detroit, you just knew he was a New Yorker. He loved being in New York. What are the odds that the Yankees can go get him?
Slim and none.
Really?
Yeah. The Mets will never trade with the Yankees. At least I don't think they will. Not at this point. And the Yankees, to me, should be folding their tent as well. I know they don't have the team to win. Aaron Judge hits a home run in the second game back, hits his 20th the other day. Then they sit him out the next game. I know they got to baby him back and forth. To me, he shouldn't even be playing. He should be resting that toe and next year. But you know what? They're the Yankees. And the Steinbrenner family, they still got it in them. They got a little George in them, a little. They'll make a couple of deals to try to stay in this thing and maybe squeak in as a wild card, although I doubt it. And the Mets, I just doubt that they will give the papers, the New York papers, to the Yankees.
There you go. You heard it from the Goose's mouth right there.
Right there.
Right there. All right, guys. Going to take a break. When we come back, expected to be joined by Lions beat reporter for DetroitLions.com, the great Professor Mike O'Hara. We'll do that. The Dean.
The Dean.
The Dean. That's who he is.
The Dean.
Mike O'Hara. We'll talk to him next. But first, a message from Big Boy.
Oh, Big Boy. I got you. It's Strawberry Fest. It's still the summer of Big Boy. Get on down there for a great breakfast. The strawberry hotcakes, the mouth-watering red velvet waffles. And if you're not in the mood for breakfast, you can step it up, have a little brunch. The strawberry bacon chicken wrap or the refreshing summer splash salad. Desserts are awesome, of course. The classic strawberry pie. Throw a little whipped cream on that sucker. The deep-fried vanilla Oreos and the strawberry hot fudge cake. Or just get yourself a Big Boy at your local Big Boy.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Outdoor Equipment Company. Your childhood may be over, but you know what? Playtime, it's not. That's right. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, parts, carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more, visit OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com, your power equipment playground. Woodward Sports Network broadcasting to you live from Oakland Hills Country Club, historic Oakland Hills. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to Woodward Sports as well. Over 45,000 subscribers on that platform. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you, however you're watching or listening to Woodward Sports. Hey, hit the shop up as well. Some great gear on there, broadcasting to you from the American Cancer Society Detroit Select Golf Classic. Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazawey here. Braylon is out on the course along with D-Mac. Tom Izzo is out there as well, I believe. But, hey, let's change things up here and talk a little Detroit Lions.
You bet.
With the Dean.
The man.
The myth.
The legend.
He is the great Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com. How you doing, Mike?
Look.
Well, I'm doing fine, guys, but I want everybody to know that you guys bestowed all those nice things on me. I didn't say them. Now, they're all true.
We know that, Mo. We know that.
But I didn't say any of that stuff, okay? I just, sat there and said, you missed 5 or 6, but go ahead.
All right.
Hey, Mike, let me just start with this. Just a pretty generic question to open it up with you is, through 1 week of training camp, anything jump out at you? What have you seen through 1 week with the Detroit Lions?
Well, I don't think anything jumped out because, we watched the off-season program, too, and some things happened in there that, kind of get carried over to training camp. But if I just want to wrap it up, number one to me is the offensive line is healthy. And, we made a big deal about this, and those guys have even kind of commented on it and kind of laughed about it a little bit. But in the last 2 years, they have not had 1 minute of the supposed starting 5 together. Well, they're starting 5 and 2 or 3 of their really good backups are healthy and have participated in all 5 of the 6 or 7 practices they've had, with the exception of today. Penny Sewell had a minor concussion, if there is such a thing as minor concussion, right, and didn't practice today. But he's fine. It's nothing big. But you see the offensive line out there healthy, to me is that's the bedrock of this team right now, in my opinion.
That's fantastic news. And just to reiterate that, you're saying Penei Sewell, nothing really to worry about moving forward here. You think he'll get back pretty soon?
Yeah, they said that he'd miss 1 or 2 days. I think 1 or 2 more days. I think Dan Gamble said it was Sunday. But we'll see. You never know. I've seen things linger and linger and linger and linger. I don't think that's the case with Penei Sewell, though. And you certainly wouldn't hope it, because this is one of the top 3 or 4 players at his position in the National Football League. If you want to start rating people that way, he would be maybe one of the 3, 4th at the worst, which is not bad, but probably 2nd or 3rd best starting right tackle, and maybe the best.
Hey, Mike, one of the things that I see when I look at this team is how many resources they poured into the defense, whether it's Cam Sutton, whether it's Emmanuel Mosley, who's not practicing, or Brian Branch or Jack Campbell,
Gardner Johnson.
Yeah, just to name a few. How is that defense coming together through 1 week of camp?
Well, Emmanuel Mosley was out today, and I don't know how I didn't really focus on him. I don't know if he went through the whole thing or not, but it looks like he's back and going to be okay. And so that gives them 3 guys. That's 3 free agents they signed to bolster the back end there, and good players too. Really good players. With C.J. Johnson, Gardner Johnson, and Cam Sutton that you already mentioned, and then Mosley, and then Brian Brandt, who I did a column on today for DetroitLions.com. I tell you what, I think he was underdrafted at the 47th or 48th in the second round. This is really a good football player. It really is. I think he made All-American on somebody's All-American team on 3 different. He made it as a safety, he made it as a cornerback, and he made it as a nickelback. And I mentioned that to him yesterday, and he just kind of laughed about it, because he's really not in it for the trophies. He's in it for playing football and winning games. But that secondary is so much different, which is one thing, and so much better, which is a lot more than it was at the close of business, if you want to put it that way, last year. It's really, really good.
Hey, Mo, he won me over when he was the only guy left in the second round, and he stayed in Kansas City when he heard his name called so he can come out on that stage, shake Roger Goodell's hand, give him a hug. He wanted that moment. And even though he didn't get picked in the first round, like guys like the quarterback from Kentucky, Will Levis, he was embarrassed. He went home. Yeah. And this kid stayed, man. I told Kathy, we were watching, my wife, we're watching the draft. I'm like, oh my God, this kid. I fell in love with him at that point, and the more I hear about him, the better in love I am with him.
Yeah, this is really a good football player. And Dan Campbell was talking about him yesterday, which was fortunate for me because I was going to write about him, and I'm glad he did. But one of the things he said about him is, I'm not kidding about opportunities to write guys. I need all the help I can get.
He did your homework for you. That's good, man, Mo.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what he's here for, isn't
That's right.
But he was talking about him and just how smart he is. And it was a couple days before that he, in the one-on-ones, he was paired with Khalif Raymond. Khalif Raymond is really a good player and fast. I mean, super fast. He's not the fastest player in the National Football League, but he's in the top maybe 30 or 40. He can really, really run it. And he shut him down. I came back the next day and Khalif got him, but Dan Campbell's point was he was not out of place out there. He was a guy playing ball. And I think that's a really good signing, a really good acquisition, however we got him.
Talking to Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com. Mike, how many, speaking of Brian Branch or Sam Laporta, Jack Campbell, Jahmyr Gibbs, this rookie class, how many of these guys, over under 4, really, would you anticipate to start out there on Thursday night at Kansas City?
Well, let's start with the defensive backfield, okay? I think, and with Brian Branch, it's a matchup thing, and it depends on what Kansas City Chiefs line up in. There might be some formations that I suppose they came out with, a 12 offense, with 2 tight ends. You probably wouldn't have the 5th defensive back on the field. So that would have nothing to do with ability. It would just have to do with the matchup at the moment. But as opposed to starting, I would say play quality time, quality minutes. Yep. I'd say all of them.
Nice.
Yeah. All of them. Yeah. All of them. Now, and quality minutes could be 10 plays on goal to go or something like that. But a goal to go or goal to stop and a goal to go too. So I think they've, for 3 straight weeks now, they've got players who can play in the National Football League at a high level. Everybody seems to use that expression now, high level. And I'll use it there what everybody else is using.
Hey, man, one of my favorite acquisitions, and I've been begging the Lions to take this guy, and they finally listened to me, was C.J. Gardner-Johnson, a guy that I just love. I just love his attitude. I think he brings that swagger to a defense. And for him, when he got hurt on the opening day of practice, my heart sunk, and thank God that he was okay. The football gods shined down on the Lions for once and gave us a guy that comes back. How important is his position with a Brian Branch, learning from him?
Well, it's really important, and the important thing is that they have him. I didn't see it because I was at the other end of the field, but when word traveled, in a matter of like 15 seconds, and the way he was reacting to it, you thought, look, he's out for the year. And Dan Miller came over and said, "Can this team ever get a break?" Well, they got a break. As it turned out, and it's the first thing I thought of when he got hurt. I don't know if everybody remembers this, but the Lions had a 2nd-round draft pick, a running back, Mikel Lacheur.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
And remember 2012? There's a kid who was just a productive player in college. Had never had a fumble. He could block, he could run, he could catch. And I think it was the second play of the first day of training camp that an Achilles injury, really a non-contact injury. I think made just a light contact with a defensive player, done for the year. Came back the next year and he was okay. He was never what they thought they were getting and were getting before the injury. But that's the first thing I thought of was Lacheur when CJ went down, and you could tell by the end of the day. By the next morning, you could tell that things weren't as bad as they thought. And the next day you see him out jogging. The next day you see him out running full out, and then they see him on the field playing a regular turn. So, you know what? Score one for the Detroit Lions finally.
Amen.
Hey, Mike, one of the guys I think that's getting a lot of conversation about, a lot of people talking about Jameson Williams. This is a huge camp for him. He's going to miss the first 6 games of the season. We all know that. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, extremely positive about his ability out there. What is the talk within the organization, within the team, about JMO's progress?
That's probably different than us in the media and the fans and all that. He's really taken out some hits for things that, to me, are absolutely meaningless in terms of football. For example, on 4th of July or 4th of July weekend or whatever, he lit fireworks crackers.
Yeah, that was
So
ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
So what?
I agree.
I mean, okay. Look, I like a bad story as much as anybody else when you're looking for something to write. You said the old days, but you would have thought he committed some crime, you know?
Yep.
I mean, come on. What did he do wrong? And the gambling thing, I don't like it. I think you should know the rules and all that. He didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
He did something that millions of people are doing. And, okay, now he knows the rules for sure. I mean, he should have known them before. Now he knows them for sure. I don't think it'll ever happen to him again. But I'll tell you one thing. Just watching him, he didn't practice most of last week. He had some sort of minor injury, but watching him run, just repeat 100-yard dashes or whatever you want to call them, 50-yard dashes. Man, he can run. I mean, it is fun watching him. He just glides. He really does. Tim Twentyman, my writing partner on DetroitLions.com, who does really 95% of the work. That's why I like to call him partner. As we were leaving today, he said he's like a gazelle. He just floats, and he's at a very, very high speed. Now, doesn't have quite the same smoothness and all that as in receiving. I think you're going to have to live with some drops and maybe some juggles and things like that. But he is a legitimate, genuine deep threat. He's also a deep threat as a short threat. Catch it short and go the distance. Yep. So I think we'll see, though. Look, here's the amazing thing to me when you think about it. We've had all this talk about him. He's got one catch as a National Football League player. Right. One catch for a touchdown. And we examine him day after catch, play after play, like he's a 10-year veteran. But you know what? I think it's time, myself included, let the kid breathe, let him play football, let him practice, get him out there on the field. We'll see how he is. I think he's going to be pretty good.
Mike, let me ask you about the guy opposite him, and that's Amon-Ra St. Brown. This guy seems like everything and anything you could ever want: talent, the will to win, the will to be great. I mean,
good person.
What's stopping this guy from being a top 6, top 8 receiver in this league?
Well, what's stopping him and I'm assuming he will be stopped. What's stopping him in? There's another 10 or 12 guys in the National Football League are great talents. They really are. And so you can be a tremendous football player and play 10 years and maybe make the Pro Bowl twice and still have like a Hall of Fame career or Hall of Fame statistical career anyway. And I think he falls into that category. What's he had, like 200 catches in 2 years, something like that combined. And to me, his body of work, you add it up, it is really, really good. But does he have the one highlight catch that you play over and over? Not really. And a lot of that, I think, an 8-yard catch, a 10-yard catch, a 12-yard catch can be as important. It can be as important to the game, as important to a drive, a possession, as the 50-yard, tumbling, catch on the sideline. So I think we may judge him a little differently as a group because just the style of play he has and the offense he's in. I mean, he's in a great offense, and somebody's got to play the role he plays, and he's really good at it. And I think he's going to keep piling up catches and piling up yards. I don't know how many touchdowns he's going to pile up because that position traditionally usually doesn't get you in the end zone a lot, but he's a tremendous football player.
Mo, I wanted to ask you about the guy that's running the offense, and that's Jared Goff. And what's your take on him? I hear nothing but great things about how he's looking, his confidence, and what do you see Jared Goff doing? Do you see him even being better than last year?
Oh, absolutely. I think somebody said, I don't know if it was on this show or another show, and
probably
Dan
this show.
Campbell's. Are you guys on every day? Next to that hamburger stand, I ought to be there more often.
Come on now, come on, Mo.
Happy, okay. This qualifies it nice. One thing about him is, he's when they signed that, I'm not signed, but made a trade for the wide receiver, Denzel Mims.
Yep.
First guy to call him was was Jared Goff talked on the phone for 20, 30 minutes. And, Denzel was giving us the rundown on that. And they talked about, being in Detroit, the offense, the defense, what to do and all that. I thought that's not just a gesture. That's when you do things like that, it's something real. And look, Denzel Mims, he feels it, and it trickles down to the guys in the wide receiver room and the offensive linemen and the guys in defense know, hey, look, this guy cares about our players, he cares about our team, and he cares about winning. So I think his first season to me was kind of a wash. I think it was for everybody. They were just sort of getting the pilings, on building a football team with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, what they brought to Detroit and how they wanted to massage it and work it and all that. And I think you're seeing now that he's more of himself. He's more of what you really want to see in a quarterback. I will tell you this: watching him drop back and throw the ball, he can really rip the ball. Okay, I mean, sideline to sideline, he's really good. Not just a touch thrower, but he's a guy who's got put some speed on the ball and he gets rid of it in a hurry.
Hey, speaking of Denzel Mims, you brought him to our attention. What have you seen from him? I know it's only been here for a week, but do you see him as a kid that can make this team?
I think he's got a chance. Look, when a guy's been with a team for 3 years and he gets traded away as a second-round pick, it happens for a reason, okay? Right. And so, but he got drafted for a reason too, and then the second round, I think 58th overall or something like that, somewhere in the 50s. But he's got some size. He's just looking at him. He's built. He looks the part. 6'3", 207, sub 440. But National Football League's different now. There are a lot of big, tall, fairly big and fairly tall guys who can run pretty fast. And he's got to. If you're gonna make it in the league, you've got to separate yourself from what the other guys can do. You got to do it better than they do. I think he's got a chance. I think the Lions have an opening for another wide receiver there, and I think he's certainly has a chance to fill that slot. We'll see, though. Other guys are competing for it too.
Hey, Mike, last question. I went back. I'm doing a look back for Fox about the 1991 team, and I was having some fun going through those videos today, just about some similarities.
Love that team.
Between this is look. We haven't had a team like this here in Detroit since probably 91, if we're honest. And just that anticipation, everything feels like it's in line here. What do you remember about that 91 team? I mean, obviously, the Utley injury, but, outside of that, what do you have one or two memories about covering that 91 team that was so great and the greatest Lions team in the Super Bowl era?
Well, I think you're right about that. The greatest team. I think what people, who really haven't studied it, don't seem to realize is the depth of talent they had on that team. I'm talking about all pros, not just Pro Bowl players, but all pro players.
Five all
team.
Pros, Mike. Five all pros.
Barry and Herman and some other guys.
Mel Gray, Jerry Ball,
Chris Spielman.
Spielman.
I think you're shortchanging them at 5, by the way. The one area where they weren't strong was look, here we go again, quarterback.
Yep.
They had basically a backup quarterback plan, and they got through it okay. If you go back and look at the stats and all that, they were really nothing special, but they had a good team that was able to protect them and make some plays. But that was really if you put a quarter, Wayne Fontes said this a couple of times in talking to him about after he was out of football for a number of years. He said if we had Matt Stafford as our quarterback, we'd have won 2 or 3 Super Bowls. I don't know about that, but they would have won a couple. Okay, that team was just rich in talent. It lacked the one area where you win Super Bowls. But it was a good team. Like you're talking about Herman Moore and right down. Herman Moore set receiving records that stood. I'm not talking about Lions team records, but National Football League records that stood for years. They really did. And to me, I think he's probably the most underappreciated Detroit Lion of all time, in my opinion.
I'm with you.
And I'm not saying he's was better than Calvin. If you make that, honestly, there's nothing I could say to back it up that he is. But I think it's closer than a lot of people think. But that was a team that had talent. Just to carry it forward a little bit, the team that the 1994 team, I think it was, and I went, maybe it was 95, I forget now, it's off the top of my head, had 14 players on that team, on that roster, that were drafted by the Detroit Lions. 14.
No kidding.
That's homegrown talent. Now,
Right.
this is before free agency had really sunk in and all that. You're able to keep your players longer. But 14 draft picks.
Incredible stuff. Mike, we can't thank you enough for this time, and hope to do it again soon. Could talk ball with you all day long.
All day,
man.
Mo, all day.
And I'll keep talking to you if you want to stay.
I tell you what, here's the thing. If you get rid of Tommy, I'll talk to you.
Oh, come on.
Hey, I'll buy you some of those Hunter. We'll get you in studio maybe one of these days. I'll bring the Hunter house. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Good
I'll
stuff.
take the bus.
All right. Thanks, Mike O'Hara. Check out Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com. Read his stuff there. See the videos. And as he says, Tim Twentyman does 90% of the
That's great. I love it.
95.
95%
Don't
of the work.
shortchange my man, okay?
Oh,
We
man.
don't. We
Great
don't.
stuff. It's going to be a great year, we believe, for the Detroit Lions. Mike O'Hara, everybody. Check him out. Thanks so much, Mike.
All right, guys. Thanks, Tommy.
See you,
Take
Mo.
care.
You got it. We're going to take a break, guys. When we come back, more Lions talk live from Oakland Hills, historic Oakland Hills. We'll be right back. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants. They're out here today, by the way.
Oh,
Fairway
wow.
Packing is absolutely.
Any steaks out here?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Hotels, casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Grab and go steaks. Order online, fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com. Sourced, cut, aged, packed to perfection.
Yeah.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
We are live at Oakland Hills Country Club for the American Cancer Society Detroit Select Golf Classic.
Classic.
Braylon Edwards out on the course, Darren McCarty out on the course. We just saw Tom Izzo walk by us when we were doing that
I know, I missed him.
O'Hara interview, and it's like a deer in headlights.
He was on this morning.
Oh, he was?
He was.
Oh, that's great.
He was on this morning.
Love that. What a guy.
With Jeff and Sam.
Absolutely. Good to see Tom.
How do you think
Izzo out
Braylon's
here.
hitting him?
I think he's probably coming up 18 at some point.
18.
That's what my guess would
Again?
be. Braylon and D-Mac out on the course. Just talked to Mike O'Hara. There are similarities between that 1991 team, Tom, and this year's team. There are real similarities. And I think when you look at the talent up and down the Lions roster, it just starts there. What's the hole?
We've said this.
There's no perfect roster in the NFL. There's just not one. Not one team in the National Football League has a perfect roster. And the Lions don't either. But if I asked you to tell me what their hole is, is there a gaping hole or is there a gap?
I would say there's a gap. There's depth right? Depth at wide receiver, depth at defensive line, depth at linebacker, stuff like that. Backup quarterback yet is still not been determined. So those are the questions that are going to have to be answered as this goes. And you know what? Before the season starts, there's going to be a lot of players on that waiver wire, and I expect Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell to still make some work and pick up some players that you probably wouldn't expect to be available and to be on this team. So they're not done yet, but as far as this is as good as it gets. And I'll compare it to the 2014. 91 was special. 2014 was pretty damn close to being special. Just missing something. That coach on the field, and I know Jim Caldwell's a good man and the players loved him. He just didn't have that coach on the field. They didn't win those battles they were supposed to win. And I like a guy, I tell you, that argues with the refs once in a while, makes his mind notice. Jim Caldwell, I don't think he said a word when Dallas basically stole that game, that playoff game. I think Jim was just fiddling with his phone on his belt still. What's his name? 88 runs on the field.
Des Bryant?
Des Bryant runs on the field. That's a penalty right there. Nothing got called. No coaches are jumping up and down. Matthew Stafford's the only one that's yapping at the ref. You say, how do you miss something like that? How do you miss something like that? We've seen the video. We've seen it. But this team and the 2014 team, I think, are closer than this team and the 91 team. I do like the drafting that O'Hara told us. We did a lot of drafting on this team, and they did a lot of drafting on that 91 team.
No doubt. Guys, you had mentioned Dan Campbell this year, fiery guy.
He is.
Dan Campbell's going to get after it. One thing he is very happy about is the crowds they're getting out there in Allen Park. Here's what he had to say about the fanfare at the Lions headquarters.
He's shy, though.
And so my point is, I appreciate that, but you're not meeting some superstar. I'm not a movie star. I'm not a whatever. And it's at times that came out, and I'm not that. So, but it was very good. It was good seeing our fans and the excitement they have for our team, and so it was good and it was humbling. It really was. It's awesome.
This city is starved for a winner, and for that winner, you would think the team that's closest to that is the Detroit Lions.
Hell yeah.
I just, I can't help but think about how great this season could be. And the distance between, and I tweeted this out today too. I don't know why I was doing this. It doesn't even make any sense or why.
Did you tweet it out or exit out?
I posted it.
You posted it.
That's what
I don't even know what the hell it's called anymore.
Post. You could say whatever you want, but you post and you repost.
Ugh.
Now, you could say tweet and retweet all you want.
What was wrong with Twitter?
Well, what was wrong with the WWF?
What was wrong with Twitter?
What was wrong with the WWF?
I'm not talking about the WWF. It belonged to the Wild it belonged to someone else.
Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon would tell you different.
Okay, but go ahead.
That's fine.
You tweeted out what?
The difference between 2023 and 1991 is the same distance as 1991 to 1959.
Wow.
That's how long of a gap it's been since the Lions have had a playoff win, been good, done anything with their franchise. And I just think that this is one of those years that you could feel good about getting on board. There's a faction of Lions fans out there, Maz, that will say, well, I've been through this before. I'm not letting them do this to me again. I'm not hopping on. I'm going to play a wait-and-see mentality. What fun is that?
None. I don't hear many of them, matter of fact, anymore. I really don't.
I heard that today, and that's one of the reasons why I got on that.
They're not drinking this then.
No. But it's not Kool-Aid. Is it Kool-Aid if it's just blind faith? Is it Kool-Aid if it's just blind faith, or is it just being realistic about where your franchise is right now?
I think you should be realistic about where this franchise is. As we said it, there's not many holes. There are little gaps. There are little depth problems on this team. Besides that, the NFL picked this team to lead off their season for a reason.
Yep.
The NFL is like Vegas.
Right.
What do I always say? Vegas knows.
Yes, they do.
The NFL knows. Okay? They know. The Lions are going to be competitive with the Chiefs, and they're going to be competitive all damn year long.
one more Lions segment I want to get to. We'll go around the NFL. We'll try to track down Braylon and D-Mac. Sean Payton backtracking, too. I'm very disappointed about that. And Aaron Rodgers has a message for Sean Payton as well. Lots to get to. Hour number 2 of the program right around the corner. But first, a message from S. 5-iron golf. 5-iron golf.
5-iron golf. Let me look for 5-iron.
You
golf.
look at it, Tom.
Here
you look
we
at 5-iron golf.
You thinking about playing some golf? Well, we're here today at Oakland Hills, but we're talking about 5-iron golf. How about beating a professional athlete? It's the Woodward Sports Thursday Night Golf League live at 5-iron golf for 12 consecutive weeks, featuring famous courses from around the world, played on a state-of-the-art TrackMan simulator. Can you beat Darren McCarty on hole 12 at Augusta National? Check it out. How about beating Braylon Edwards on hole number 8 at Pebble Beach? Do you have what it takes? Give it a shot. If so, register for your chance to win for free foursome for today. Just follow us on Twitter, on IG before August the 1st, which is tomorrow, and direct message the word golf to 5irongolf.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Hour number 2 of the program, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz here on Woodward Sports Network. Braylon on the course here. We are at historic Oakland Hills Country Club for the American Cancer Society Detroit Select Golf Classic. Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazawey here. D-Mac on the course as well.
Appetizers should be coming out shortly.
I'm sure there are. I'm sure you've ordered it. So one of the things about, this place in particular is it's just so beautiful and very fortunate to be here. I just got to give our guys just a round of applause. This setup that we have here,
golf clap,
is fantastic. JB, Parker, intern Alex, Lucas, Spenny over here. That you can hear the heavyweights from 5 to 7 tonight right here at Oakland Hills as well. This setup that we have is second to none. Guys, great job today. I want to tell you that publicly on the air. Thanks to you guys for doing that.
Last time I was here doing a broadcast was way back when the Ryder Cup was here. Ryder Cup, I was on back on the day, WXYT 1270. We were all over this course, and it was an embarrassment for the U.S., unfortunately, that year. Remember, they got absolutely whitewashed.
Tiger couldn't play.
Yep.
No, he couldn't play in the PGA Championship. I don't know if he played Ryder Cup.
I forget if he played or not, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he couldn't have been here because it was that bad.
Yeah,
he probably was here, but I don't remember. But I just know they've got absolutely creamed.
Fair enough. Oh my gosh. Hey, couple of more Lions topics I wanted to hit on. One, and that's Brian Branch, and Mike O'Hara was talking about him. And again, if you missed our interview with DetroitLions.com, Mike O'Hara, you can rewind that. It happened 30 minutes into the show, and we talked to him for probably 20 minutes. It was a great interview. Great stuff. Easy. That's what you said. Easy 20 minutes.
Easy.
But you love Brian Branch.
I do.
Lions said they had a first-round grade on Brian Branch. O'Hara said Brian Branch is out there making plays. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about the Lions' rookie defensive back.
What have you seen in Brian Branch so far?
What have you seen out of Brian Branch out there? Yeah, there again, it's early, but he's one of those guys. I mean, you kind of see the light bulb. I mean, it's what showed up on the tape in college is beginning to show up already up here quickly. He's an instinctive guy. He's got some ball hawk ability. He's, and look, we did one-on-ones the other day, and he's out there on Leaf, is outside corner, first 3 plays. And I think we all know Leaf. I mean, Leaf's got some stripes on the wall here and can run. And, he did a pretty good job. And then the next day you come back, and Leaf got him back, which you would expect. But he's not out of place. So there's things to him. You can see him grow. He's another guy that is wired correctly. He is wired right, He's got a chip on his shoulder. He goes to work. And he just wants more. He wants more. He wants more. He wants more. And so look, we're happy.
You know who Leaf is?
Now I do.
Khalif
Raymond. Lions got some pretty darn good wide receivers, though.
They do. We never really talk about that kid. And he's good on special teams, and he's a very good number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Reynolds is going to be fighting for a spot here.
He is.
There's going to be a couple guys fighting for a spot. Denzel Mims be fighting for his life to make this team.
You think Mims or Reynolds, one of those guys will get cut probably when J-Mo comes back in week 7, right?
Well, probably. Yeah. Or it might be earlier than that, pending. They just brought Tom Kennedy back to the practice squad
they
as
did.
well. They did.
Oh, my gosh, I did not see
TK is
that.
back. He's back.
I mean, poor guy. He's out there making a play, gets tackled, gets hurt, and then they cut you.
I know.
It's
heartless.
It is a heartless job.
It's a heartless business.
It is.
It truly is.
Did you see the guy for the Green Bay Packers?
Yes, on his birthday.
The Packers wish him a happy birthday. They tweeted out. An hour later, they cut him. And a lot of people were talking about how the Lions cut Don Muhlbach on his 40th birthday.
They did.
But I don't think they had I don't remember.
They made him a coach, though.
But did they celebrate him on Twitter and
then
cut him?
They did.
They did.
They did. I remember him sitting in front of his locker with all the birthday stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
It's really just
unbelievable.
It's heartless.
Unbelievable. This next soundbite perfectly exemplifies, I think, what we saw in Inside the Den, which is an incredibly well-done series. Who needs Hard Knocks when you've got this, really?
I know. The Jets even have their own version of Hard Knocks that they put out like the Lions did.
I saw that.
I mean, they're trumping Hard Knocks.
I know. And Hard Knocks did get permission to record the Dalvin Cook visit, though.
Yes, and the fans were screaming for him, by the way, the Jersey fans.
So we'll figure that out. But, the Lions, if you watch Inside the Den, had such an idea, pegged exactly who they wanted to draft. And now it's one thing to evaluate players. It's one thing to draft those players. But when you get the guys into your facility, when you get the guys into your program, it's a different thing to see if what you have in front of you
is that guy
is the same thing as you hoped it would be throughout your evaluation process. Here's what Dan Campbell has to say about that.
Because it's happened before where you get in and, you may have picked a guy or thought you brought in a guy, he's going to be okay. And, man, within the first 3 or 4 days, like, whoa, we may have made a mistake here. Something's, and I do not feel that way with our guys. I feel like they're going to be able to grow, develop, keep going.
Not only that, who is an example of somebody that you would
failed?
Say, yeah.
In like the first few days?
Jeff Okudah.
It was Jeff Okudah,
right.
yeah.
How about Jeff Okudah?
Yeah, I remember we were asking about him, and they were like, yeah, he's finding his way. He's finding his way. They did not say, yeah, he looks like that number 1 pick that we made. No question about that.
Did you see, speaking of Jeff Okudah, poor guy, I like Jeff Okudah.
I saw him get toasted.
By the defensive lineman? Yeah. Atlanta's got some wide receiver that looks like a defensive lineman, and he just torched Jeff Okudah. I mean, and that's the video that's going viral.
Listen, I don't want to spin off of that, but just Atlanta-wise.
Yeah.
I'm watching quarterback still.
Uh-huh.
I haven't finished it. I'm up to number 5. And to see Marcus Mariota, that first 10 games, and Atlanta literally could have been 8-2. 8-2.
Yeah.
Every game is close except one game.
Yeah.
And to see how they just continue to lose close games and how it changes a guy's career.
Oh, God, yeah.
From his pregnant wife waiting for him in the stands and just begging for him to do well. On his birthday, they're winning by like freaking 1 point. Then they're losing. And then the Panthers wide receiver took his helmet off, wound up kicking a 48-yard extra point. They missed it. They wound up winning his game on his birthday in overtime. It's just that close to winning and losing in the NFL. And just to see a guy, he winds up quitting the team. I'm not even up to that yet, and I know he quits the team, but it just sucks how it happens.
Well, you've got that, and then, just we call football a game of inches, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there an inch away from a victory, and you can't get a first down.
Yep.
Fumble a snap, and then you lose that, and then that's how you get behind the 8 ball. And just to bring it a little closer to home, I mean, that's what the Lions did last year in the second half of the season, which is why they won 8 out of 10.
Yep.
And we're going to keep talking about that until they, play against Kansas City and get in this year, but they didn't turn the ball over.
I'm trying to remember. The only game they really took a dump in that last 10 games
Carolina.
was Carolina. What was their other loss?
Buffalo,
that's right. They
couldn't
pissed
close
that
it
game
out.
away.
Couldn't
Absolutely.
close it out.
Yep.
They should have won that game.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I mean,
it's unbelievable, this game of football. And I wish you could bring last year with you to this year.
Can't
but
do
you
it.
start against the Super Bowl champs.
Right.
They're
going to win that game, by the way.
I don't know about that, but you know what? They might play hard.
They're going to win that game. I'll
I
tell
hope
you that
you're
right now.
Okay.
Guys,
by the way, Thursday night, we got football on this Thursday night.
Hall of Fame game. Can't wait.
Game.
Guys, we're going to go around the NFL next. Aaron Rodgers has some thoughts for Sean Payton, some pretty strong thoughts for Sean Payton. We'll get some of that. But first, a message from Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 55 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC offers the same great service that customers have come to know for over 55 years in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. They've got that other part of the GM brands now, Buick and GMC on Woodward, just south of 9 miles. So 2 dealerships, Chevy Cadillac in Dearborn, Buick GMC in Ferndale. You can find the brand you want under one umbrella, all GM brands under one roof. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hey, guys, how'd you like to play golf like a pro athlete? Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards. How about Jim Harbaugh? You can do that, and you can do it at a Randy Wise dealership. Thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports, you can play golf like a celebrity. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Make the wise choice. Visit a Wise dealership as soon as you can, and pay attention to Woodward Sports for more details.
No doubt about it. Hey, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazawey here. We got J.B. Parker, intern Alex. We got Spenny over there. Watch the heavyweights 5 to 7.
Hey, Spenny, you might get a steak tonight.
You get a steak tonight, Spenny? Oh, yeah. Oh, you got to get one. I got to see some of my ladies over here. I'm very big.
You are?
Very big.
Huge.
Very huge. We got Lucas over here as
the
well.
Ermanni Army.
Lucas finding these social cuts for us. Pretty good. Lucas, have you seen any good social cuts that you like so far? He's not paying attention.
Boy.
Yeah, just go along.
Lucas, That's all right.
Very good. Oh, man. It's so great. So, Tom Mazawey, I am very disappointed that Sean Payton backtracked on his comments.
Okay. When he said those comments, what did I say to you guys? I was shocked that a professional NFL coach would say something disparaging against another NFL coach. And I'm not talking about a guy that's been here for a year. I'm not even talking about a guy, Matt Patricia. I'm talking about Sean Payton basically de-pantsing the entire Broncos head coaching staff from last year, led by Nathaniel Hackett.
And what I tell you as to why
you were happy about that.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Because I don't know. He thinks I don't know.
He's putting the pressure all on himself. He wants Russell Wilson. He wants all these guys to have a clean slate. He's taken all the heat for last year.
They had a clean slate.
They did not.
Okay, so I just want to say I was very taken aback by his comments. So he came out this week and, well, on Friday or Saturday, he said this.
There's a pound of flesh for these guys. And as a coach, you stick up for them. And after a while, we're past that season last year. And I said what I said. And obviously I needed a little bit more restraint. And I regret that. That being said, what I told the team is, if it can happen, and I think I'm pretty good relative to working with the media and pretty savvy, and I just had one of those moments. Jared's a good friend, real good at his job, and 2 lattes in the morning, first one I see, and 40 minutes later I'm regretting it. So.
Yeah, so he did. He put his foot in his mouth. Now he's backtracking a little bit, but I think it's too late, man. You just don't do that, those kind of things, especially in the NFL.
So Aaron Rodgers followed it up. Aaron Rodgers had this to say about Sean Payton.
I'm not going to ask you about Sean Payton's comments directly, but I will ask you to maybe address Nathaniel Hackett as a coach and what he means to you and what he can bring to this Jets team. That story goes out there. I had about 1 million texts from people in the coaching community saying that was out of line. Yet you see Hackett out here. He's still pumped up. I don't think it affects him as much as maybe it affects everyone on the outside. And yet you and him have this great bond and union together where you've always had his back, he's always had yours.
Yeah, I love Nathaniel Hackett. And those comments were very surprising. For a coach to do that to another coach. My love for Hackett goes deep. We had some great years together in Green Bay. Kept in touch. Love him and his family. He's an incredible family man, incredible dad. And on the field, he's arguably my favorite coach I've ever had in the NFL. Just his approach to it, how he makes it fun, how he cares about the guys, just how he goes about his business with respect, with leadership, with honesty, with integrity. And it made me feel bad that someone who's accomplished a lot in the league is that insecure that they have to take another man down to set themselves up for some sort of easy fall if it doesn't go well for that team this year. Thought it was way out of line and inappropriate, and I think he needs to keep my coach's names out of his mouth.
Yeah. Take that, Peyton.
The way he said that was fantastic. What Aaron Rodgers just said there in defense of Nathaniel Hackett was fantastic. I cannot believe, though, that, one, Sean Payton did say that, and 2, that he backtracked. Why are you backtracking once you say, just own it?
I guess he's embarrassed. I guess a lot of people got in his ear and say, what the hell are you doing? They had to backtrack. I think he had no choice but to at least almost apologize. That's an almost apology.
Apologize.
For Sean Payton. You don't do that to your fellow brethren in the NFL. You just don't do that kind of thing, especially a guy that's, he's taking a shot at the Jets. Mm-hmm. How many times did he take a shot at the Jets with Hard Knocks and all of this? I'll tell you what, man. I think he'll pay for it.
Well, we're going to find out. They play, I believe, Week 5, Jets and Denver Broncos. It's going to be a good one.
That's one game.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes towards the end of the year. Both AFC teams, both going to be fighting for a playoff spot. You like Denver. I like the Jets. You like the Jets.
There are 3 teams this year that I'm keeping an eye on in terms of making the playoffs. And I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 of these 3 teams make the playoffs. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Denver, Cleveland, and the Rams.
I don't know about the Rams.
Well, I'm just saying, I would not be surprised. You're not going to hit on all of them.
Yeah.
But I would not be shocked if 2 of those 3 teams made the playoffs in the NFL. Denver, Cleveland, and the Rams.
I'm with you on Denver and Cleveland. I really believe that they have excellent teams. Last year, Denver, they fell apart, obviously. Poor coaching job. They couldn't score. They couldn't do anything right. Worst year ever for Russell Wilson. Now, I don't think that's all coaching, man.
No.
It's not all coaching. I mean, did Pete Carroll really pull the puppet strings all those years for Russell Wilson? He's got talent. He's been one of the great quarterbacks of all time. Would have been a Hall of Famer in my mind. Still could be. But the way he played last year was a disgrace. That's not all on Nathaniel Hackett. It's not. But Cleveland, for sure, they're going to be dangerous. Again, the tough AFC and the tough AFC North, man. Just to get out of that division is going to be hard.
So another team I think you look at, too, is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd put the Steelers over the Rams. Again, AFC, tougher to make it.
Well, yeah, and again, you're talking about all these teams in the AFC. You still have Buffalo, Miami, the Jets. You have Jacksonville.
Yep.
You have
Cincy.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Jacksonville. You said them already.
Then you've got
Kansas
City,
Denver, Chargers, Oakland, outside.
I mean,
almost every team in the AFC, minus maybe the Texans and a couple of other teams, have no chance.
USA Today and their season projections had 10 of the 16 teams in the AFC winning 10 or more games.
And a couple of them not making the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is great to see. All right, guys, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to see if we can wrangle Darren McCarty to join us here on The Final Word. He is off the course. Braylon Edwards is off the course as well. We will be joined by him at some point. D-Mac in the hot seat, but I want to talk to him more than just about golf. We want to talk to him about his weekend. We'll do that next. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Oh, yeah. P-Fit, at our studios every day from the Planet Fitness Studios in Birmingham. But today we are taking it on the road here at Oakland Hills. It's the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable working out on their fitness goals. They're here to help you build a lasting, active lifestyle. You could spend a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes, the 30-minute circuit. And all memberships include fitness training. You get all this for just $10.
Only
That's
$10?
Right. $10 a month. Yes, there's a $10 a month. Check them out. For more information or joining today, visit your local Planet Fitness or planetfitness.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard.
Corner, jumper,
Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Get a shot up. This is for the win.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Seeing my friends from Fairway Packing Company just coming off the course. One of my favorite places. Go see them over there at the steak shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods.
He's got a tomahawk in his back
He's
pocket.
got a tomahawk in his he's got a cooler in his car selling tomahawks. That's right. Fairwaypacking.com. We are live at Oakland Hills for the American Cancer Society Detroit Select Golf Classic. One of the guys that just came off the course, you see him daily here on Woodward Sports. He and Neil Rule, 11-1, woodwardsports.com. Big D Energy. Darren freaking McCarty. How are you, D-Mac?
Doing great, fellas. How you doing today?
Hey, Mac, you look great in that color, by the way.
You're right.
Phenomenal.
Hair's a little disheveled, but we were out there 16 under.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what? TNT connection, the Tim and Tim connection had it going. Braylon was out there hitting a few bombs. Me, I am in. That's the most painful that I've gone around a golf course. I can't even hit shots. I went through a table by Devon Dudley.
I saw that
the other night, and the table didn't break as it was supposed to. So I'm sitting here.
But it broke.
Oh yeah, no, I went through. I mean, you got to reap what you sow. You know, you're gonna do the crime. You got to do the time. So I'm sitting here in pain. I got to get ready. Big week, obviously. SummerSlam coming this weekend, and there's a whole bunch of wrestling and stuff. I just wanted, I locked it down. So we're gonna actually do collaboration. If you follow YouTube and you're a wrestling fan, the Angle Show, friend Angle Anthony is gonna come in on Wednesday, and we're gonna do a preview with us. So he does that. We're gonna talk WrestleMania, talk all the wrestling that's going on for everybody. So I'm really excited. This is sort of like the Super Bowl for wrestling fans, because not just with the WWE in town, there's so many other promotions along with what I got going on, and a couple times this weekend that we'll touch about.
So, D-Mac, golf notwithstanding, I am obsessed with this entry for you into wrestling.
Well,
and seeing, the Dudley boys
listen,
put you through tables. I guess the question
right.
is, one, doesn't it give you the appreciation for what these guys do night in and night out? Not everything goes according to plan, and they're out there the next night performing. The table doesn't break. Doesn't matter. They're out there the next night performing. Doesn't it give you a new appreciation for what exactly they do on a nightly basis year after year?
Well, 100%. And here's the thing. If you know anything about me, I travel this country in the independent wrestling, and that's even worse because they don't even have the backing of the major promotion to give that. If you're WWE or AEW or all these others, well, you have doctors and stuff. If you're an individual like this, you gotta figure it out. To the point, right, as I sit here and you and I being such huge wrestling fans from back in the day, listen, I got put through a table by Bubba Ray Dudley, by Devon Dudley. I put Bubba Ray Dudley through a table, got a stoner on him. I mean, Devon, I owe you payback. I'm on the shelf for a while, so I won't be around for a bit. But, yes, the appreciation and the love. And the one thing is, guys, I don't want to do it, but I will. And obviously, this is the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
God bless you, man. I saw that, and I just kept wanting you to get up. Get up.
But I'm selling, Maz.
I thought
it hurt, but I got to sell.
I know, but first, I got to be honest, because, I'm not a big wrestling guy. I thought, okay, that, it's staged, blah, blah, blah. He's going to be fine. But in reality, you said it didn't go as planned.
No, because, okay, so the whole thing when you take a spot like that, and if the table to break, right, you want it to fold in. You want to take it on both shoulders.
Yeah.
This one, when it's gimmicked, right, to break, and it breaks not in the middle, so you're going to land hard on one of your sides, and this is part of what it is.
Yeah.
You're gonna. I mean, rubbing's racing, man. If you're going to put yourself in those positions, you got to be prepared now. People might say, "Why the hell are you doing that?" And it's just, I just say that's just how I roll. And when I talk about it, the big thing is, right? And everybody knows my trials and tribulations. I'm coming up on 8 years sober or whatever. This is for all the monsters and demons that I have. So I go let them play and let them know that you're not as young as you used to be. But it's sort of like I said, my monsters got fed. Darren's not happy, but D-Mac is.
Two different people, by the way.
Absolutely, that I figured out. It took me till, I knew who D-Mac was when I was 6. It took me to 46 to figure out who Darren was. But now you got, two different people. So.
Oh, my God. That is so incredible.
How is Darren feeling today?
Darren hasn't felt good since that went on, but he's done another death match. Look at the scar on my face. I took a light tube.
Ooh.
Right? On Saturday, the day after. So to your point about you got to keep doing it, you got to keep getting out there and doing it. So thank goodness, right? And was out here today, Kevin and the great people at Tri-Covery, so I will be there. I got my pain-free life. I'm going to go see Jeff Morton, so I'll be ready by the time I take the stage with Grinder on Friday night down at the Old Miami.
Grinder's
my
back.
gosh, I love that. So the Old Miami with Grinder. Saturday, SummerSlam. Are you going to be going to that?
Well, there's a huge ICW, which is the Independent Death Match, and XICW in Lincoln Park in the afternoon first, and then we'll be going to SummerSlam after.
Unbelievable.
Probably with some blood on my face.
D-Mac, what else is good? How's the summer going? What's happening on
Summer's
Big D
good.
Energy?
The golf game was, and that's tough. Where I got to figure it out. If the golf is more important, then I can't be doing this stupid stuff. But 16 under today, and we figured it out. Got the right team. So summer's good. Enjoying the weather, trying to get out as much as possible, doing all the stuff. I think that the exciting part, and you guys brought this up, right? Aaron Rodgers is playing a game of chess on a different level. And you know what? Why does this happen? It all goes back to whatever he decided, but the money given back, the biggest team. Is there anybody in a 12-month span gone from the worst teammate to the greatest teammate?
Right.
Right? Because what is he doing, Maz? He's getting everybody in that locker room to invest in him.
Yep.
Right? It's absolutely brilliant. So we're still waiting for the New York media and something to go wrong for them to eat him. But he's doing everything in his power to insulate that, and God bless him.
Hey, D-Mac, we were just talking about Sean Payton and really undressing Nathaniel Hackett and the previous coach here in Denver. And these guys, the worst coaching job he's ever seen in his life.
And so what I ask you is why? Why would he do that?
Well,
why would he take that? There's one reason why he takes that tact.
To take in all the blame of last year, saying Russell Wilson doesn't.
It's the Russell Wilson. Yeah. It's not your fault.
Yes.
This is all this to Russ. It's not you. It was that guy. Right. I mean, I can't believe. It's posturing. Mm-hmm. It's right. I mean, it's right. It's brilliant by Sean Payton because it's the only way he's got. Because he's got to rebuild Russell Wilson, who I think is absolutely dead.
That's
in
exactly
the water.
point.
But this is the only way because he's got to think that he believes in him.
So do you think he actually reached out to Hackett and said, "Look, I'm sorry, I'm going to do this, but I'm doing this to try to get"? You think he?
I don't
because
think
he just trashed the brother.
If they have a relationship, is there a relationship in there? If not, it's a free reign. I mean, it's low hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
We all said that from dude, everything we heard from out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that Nathaniel Hackett is a great quarterback guru and what Aaron Rodgers said, but that doesn't mean he's a great head coach. And you're taking low hanging fruit to that. But the reason, the why, is to get Russell Wilson back.
Do you think Scotty would have done that to a Mark Crawford? Although Mark Crawford wanted to get over the bench and kick his ass.
But here's the difference, though.
Mark Crawford's a friggin' winner, bro. Nathaniel Hackett, you can do it to. Would Scotty Bowman do it to a? Name somebody who's a Nathaniel Hackett.
No. Here's what it would be. It would be Scotty Bowman doing that to Brian Murray. This isn't doing. He wasn't. Sean Payton wasn't doing it to another coach in the league. He was doing it to the guy that he just took his job.
This is how bad it was. What I inherit. So he's also insulating his own. Like, what are they going to be? 5-12. He's insulating his own. Hey, this is worse than what anybody thought, and this guy just destroyed everything and whatever. It's to get the fan base back, too. What else does Payton have to go on?
Well, he's apologizing. He backtracked. Well, he apologized for his comment.
Maz, of course, but it's okay. So he apologized, but he got the word out there that he would do it to support his guy.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can backtrack all you want. You still said it.
Right. Nathaniel Hackett, of course, last year's Denver Broncos coach, who was Aaron Rodgers, offensive coordinator quarterback coach in Green Bay. Denver hires him thinking they can get Aaron Rodgers from Green Bay last year. That didn't work out. The Russell Wilson marriage with Nathaniel Hackett was a complete disaster, and now Hackett is in New York with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers.
So you just explained it, right? Because the whole thing was we'll hire Hackett because he promised probably or whatever to get Rodgers there, and then he couldn't. It's always sour with the organization, so he's the easy scapegoat to whatever it is to rebuild. You gotta put somebody on the. You gotta put somebody.
It's equivalent to Monty Williams saying that about
Dwayne Casey.
Dwayne Casey.
But he won't.
No, he won't. And I don't think
99.9% coaches won't.
I probably can't give you one example of a coach
you won't.
coming in talking about the former coach the way Sean Payton talked about Nathaniel Hackett.
First time I can remember.
I'm sure it's happened before, Mass.
Yeah, it got by me then. That's rare.
Dude, so it didn't happen in New York?
No. Not trashing the other guy. They never trashed the other guy.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. I doubt it, though.
All right,
it
D-Mac.
It is different, though.
Go get some ice, buddy. Put some ice on those shoulders and or maybe some of those D-Mac edibles.
Hey, listen. Maz, I should ask Maz. Maz seems like the expert nowadays. I love it, though. Hey, keep on doing it. Thanks for finally allowing me on your program.
Oh, man, the final word.
You're always
Darren
on.
McCarty,
I
the
know.
great Darren
Love you guys.
McCarty.
See you tomorrow.
Love you,
Big
man.
D Energy, 11 o'clock.
1. You got it.
Hey,
All
trade deadline tomorrow.
That's right. Hey, guys, coming up next, we've got our friends from Fairway here. We've got Randy Wise here. We'll track down Braylon as well. We've got a lot to get to over the next 30 minutes. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars. One for you, your wife, your girlfriend, your best bud, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever you want to give it to. Lady Jane's. Open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf Outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
These are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great coaches.
I mean, this is
Hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always says
that. Hey guys, thanks for coming so fast. How are you? Remember the guys from Randy Wise, right? Sir. The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, broadcasting to you live from Oakland Hills Country Club. One of the big, we see the commercials all the time. The Randy Wise invitation. Randy Wise
Not
invitational.
those other guys.
We've got Tim Stein here with Randy Wise. Tim, just talk about the day today at Oakland Hills, the summer as a whole. What do you got going on, Randy Wise?
Well, first, thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you for being with us.
I'm a big golfer, golf my whole life, and being out here is like sacred ground when it comes to being a golfer. I mean,
it is.
The history and the fire they had and all that.
Ryder
Just
Cup.
so glad. Yeah, the Ryder Cup. Are you kidding me? So to be able to partner up with my good buddy Tim McCullum after a lot of years of hanging out with him, to be able to do the podcast that we started with Randy Wise, and partner up with Woodward with some of the guys I've been listening to, including you two, every single day now. It's pretty amazing.
How are you
So glad to
enjoying
be
that?
in.
How are you enjoying the podcast life?
Well, the podcast's been good. We did the first one. It was too long. That was our first one. We're going to shorten them up. This one went really well today. We really appreciate Oakland Hills having us out today, and we got a lot of great content. So we're going to start really pushing this podcast a little bit more to promote some of the local community, great causes like the American Cancer Society, and we can't wait. It's going to be a fun ride. I'm glad you guys are on board with us.
Thank you.
So.
Now, when you have an opportunity to play at Oakland Hills, like so many people do, maybe this is the only opportunity that they have once a year, once every other year, whatever the case may be. Do you want to come out here, obviously, and just have a great day? What happens if you're a golfer and you just crap the bed?
Well, it's a great question, and listen. I'm a competitor, so I already told myself before I even came out here today I was not crapping the bed. So I feel like our third podcast, I was a little nervous. I had Coach Harbaugh out there with us, and I didn't play great, but I think I redeemed myself today, and on such a great course, it felt really good.
Did Harbs hit you on the butt like he does?
He does everybody. Yeah,
of course.
If you don't get hit, you're not in his crew.
You got it.
So who's in your group today?
So today we had Tim McCullum, T-Mac.
Is he any good?
Oh, yeah, T-Mac.
Is he any good?
So I played golf with him for many, many years. We live in the same town. Our kids play basketball together, all that good stuff. And this is probably, after his first couple iron shots, the best I've seen him play tee to green.
I think it's the
20 years.
Timmy Mack, come on over here.
He hit the ball.
Come on over
It's
here.
the shirts. The shirts made us feel really good. There's no doubt about that.
Now, you'd think this guy.
He played good today.
You think this guy could at least get me a shirt if he's not going to let me
What?
play golf?
I mean, really?
He didn't get you a shirt?
No, he didn't.
Me neither.
Oh, no. Oh, he did. He did.
What is he going to take this one off and give it to me? Just didn't get it yet. Timmy Mack, president of Lady Jane's.
2X over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Agent to Ryan Ermanni. That's right. I love this guy. Yes,
we
I
also
love this
had
guy.
Braylon Edwards, and we had Darren McCarty. Now, Darren's a little bit on the injured list,
He's
but
hurt.
boy, did he coach us up today.
Oh, man.
Boy, did he coach.
And coach. Oh, and then he coached some more.
Oh, my God, I love it.
Once you get a story going with him, it's all over. You're through 12 holes.
Listen,
already.
I'm a diehard Red Wing guy, so I loved every second of those stories. I'll tell you what.
Hey, so you're playing out there with Harbaugh. Did he guarantee a national championship for Michigan at all, or no?
Well, I mean, you guys see him around enough to know that he's pretty tight to his vest there. He will not guarantee anything to me, but this better be the year. He's costing me money because we keep going to these semifinal games.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We need the title this year. I feel like we're going to get there. I
gosh.
feel like this is it.
I love it. Well, Randy, thanks so much. Tim, thanks so much. Let me swap out Randy and let me bring in Gino Barada.
See you,
Gino,
Tim.
get in
Yeah,
on.
thanks,
Good
boys.
to
Appreciate
get
it.
in
Yeah,
here.
good to see you guys, too.
Absolutely. Randy Wise has
Tim
been a
Stein.
great partner for
Tim Stein of Randy Wise.
Tim Stein with Randy Wise. Yeah, but Randy Wise has been a great partner collectively. Tim Stein, though, with Randy Wise. Gino Barata, Fairway Packing Company.
What's up, guys?
I was just telling Gino.
Where's the steaks?
Listen, if I knew all we need, I mean, it's hot enough out here. We could probably put something right here right now. We get it going.
I was telling Gino tonight on the menu, it is the Berkshire pork chops over at
The
the
best.
Ermanni residence.
The best.
Can't wait.
If you know, you know. I mean.
You know, Gino, how did you play out here today? First of all, let's talk about the golf first.
You know what? The only thing that was missing out there was you two. I mean, it was, but what a great event. Anytime we get involved with anything with your guys' organization and then you team it up with the cancer, we're proud to be a part of it. Fairway is all about giving back, and we're proud to be here today. But with that aside, my golf game was not bad. For not playing for a while, I had a couple good shots.
Listen,
I helped contribute.
I was just talking to Tim Stein about this.
It's best ball anyway.
That's right.
If you're playing at Oakland Hills, don't you want to play your best? I mean, you might get one shot. You might get, once a year, twice a year, once every 5 years, maybe never again.
That's right.
But when you play this course, you're going to want to give it your best foot forward.
And
was Nash out there? Was Nash out there hitting that ball around?
Oh, Nash, man, he had a great day. You know what? He brought those clubs out of his attic today, and he had a great time.
He's got the woods. Literally the woods.
The woods. We had to dust him off at.
He's a big golfer, huh? Big golfer.
Hey, Gino, let me just ask you about Fairway. I gotta get in because, again, this is my favorite place in the universe. I say it all the time.
I know you.
It's like heaven to me.
It's in our neighborhood.
Coming up now towards the end of the summer and into the fall, what are we looking for? What would he, the fall barbecues, the tailgates, the Lions, Michigan.
Yeah, we got a lot to look forward to. That's one thing, we love being a part with you guys is coming into the football season and being, having tailgate Saturdays and tailgate Sundays. And, now we're going to go into the ribs, the briskets, the pork butts, the smokers. It's all coming out. You're going to have that crisp air in there. And,
look at this guy's mouth. He's drooling right now. He's drooling.
We're winding down.
I still want my first tomahawk. I've
come
never
on,
had a tomahawk.
Hey, that's your fault.
All right, I know
all
it
right,
is.
Come on.
It is. It is.
So listen, we're winding it down, but listen, people like to grill our steaks just like you, Ryan, every night of the week. It doesn't matter, spring, summer, fall, winter, you got that fire going. So anyways, we're going to have a great fall with you guys. We're really looking forward to it. And Lions, Michigan,
Going to be a great year.
We'll see.
Yeah, state we'll see.
We'll see.
They still barbecue. They still barbecue.
They party. They're on a party.
Yeah,
right?
They know how to party.
They know how to party.
Gino, thanks so much, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoy your time
Thank
today.
you.
Thanks for everything you do.
Thank
Tim
you.
Stein with Randy Wise over here as well. Thanks to everything in your partnerships. We're going to take a break. Come right back. We'll try to track Braylon down. If not, we'll
lots more to come.
Yeah, lots more to come. But first, a message from Dispo.
All right. Hey, we were just there on Friday. That's my favorite place out there. I like the closer one in Hazel Park, but you can get on out there as well. Join us at the Dispo Family Live at the Romeo location the next time we go out there, or we might even be at Hazel Park. Brace yourself for an unforgettable journey at the pinnacle of cannabis excellence. How about it? Dispo's got over 12 locations, and their new location in Whitmore Lake is now open. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Network.
The great Justin Slanik is here with us as well at Oakland Hills. Ron Ermanni and Tom Mazawey. We got JB and Parker. Intern Alex, the great Gabrielle D. Phillips.
Gabby, how'd you
here.
play today?
Did you play, Gabby? Are you a golfer?
Yeah, she's a golfer.
Oh, hell yeah. You know what time it is. Right. Okay.
Very
I
nice.
love it. That's great stuff. I mean, look, we are where we are for our part. You know, without our partners here at Woodward Sports.
We're not here.
You know, we're not here. And we cannot thank them enough. Tim Stein at Randy Wise, Gino Barada, the Barada family at Fairway Packing Company. You know, these are great people. And again, you know,
people at Dispo.
Yeah, absolutely. God, Dispo is so good to us. And again, it's very simple. You know, when you have digital media like we do here, look, if you're getting an alarm company, go to Guardian Alarm. If you're getting a car, go to Les Stanford, Randy Wise.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you're, you know, if you're going to go get some gummies for the weekend, pick them up at Dispo.
Yeah, if you want to work out, you go to our place. Go to
Planet Fitness.
Absolutely.
You know, you're going to the store getting some steaks. Go to Fairway. You know, I mean, that's how this thing works, and we appreciate you guys for patronizing our sponsors. Tom,
did you read this story over the weekend? It's getting legs. It's another running back that wants more money.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. And he's like, hey, you don't want to pay me, Colts? Trade me. So Jim Irsay comes out and says, I'm not trading you. Not only that, you're going to play this year and then do what the hell you want. We're not going to re-sign you.
Well, yeah, Colts owner Jim Irsay is really going to bat here against Jonathan Taylor. And, you know, you see the quotes on your screen right now. Look, if Jonathan Taylor or if Jonathan Taylor didn't play another down in the NFL, if I'm out as an owner, the league's not stopping. The league will go on. It is a privilege to be a part of this this NFL. And Jonathan Taylor immediately after that meeting requests a trade. He wants $16 million. And again, the problem in any negotiation, if you don't have leverage, of which Jonathan Taylor has 0, not even 0.5, you lose.
Yep.
Every time. Twice on Sunday.
That's why Saquon caved. Saquon knows, look, if I go down with the Titanic, I'm going down, man. Josh Jacobs, he's got a chance to not play this year, not make money. This is the leading rusher last year of the NFL.
Do you want to make $10 million or do you want to make nothing?
So Saquon made a business decision. I'm going to buy myself another year. I'm going to take the $11 million, my $2 million bonus. Next year, if they're going to keep me again, maybe there's a chance I can renegotiate next year. Who knows? The Giants might go in the toilet this year.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what the hell is going to happen with these teams. But Jonathan Taylor, one of the better running backs in the game, but a guy that hasn't stayed on the field again. Here's another guy that's gotten hurt, just like Saquon's gotten hurt the first couple of years of his career. Jim Irsay, man, here's a guy. What did we just say? The Packers send out a happy birthday to one of their players, and then they cut him an hour later. They don't give a damn about you. Braylon tells us all the time.
Right.
What have you done for me lately?
And again, I don't begrudge anybody from trying to get what they feel like they're worth.
Yeah.
The only problem is, Tom, there isn't a team, not one of 32 teams, that is going to pay Jonathan Taylor $16 million a year. No. It's just not going to happen.
Especially since he doesn't stay on the field.
So what are you going to do then? You know, what are you to do if you are the Indianapolis Colts? If you're the New York Giants, are you just going to pay extra money because you want to make somebody happy?
No, not in this business.
It's a business.
Not in any business,
Not one business owner in the history of business has ever done that.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to give you more just because I think that's the right thing.
You're
I'm
unhappy.
sure there has, but I'm trying to make a point here.
You're unhappy. Let me give you what you want.
Right,
that ain't happening.
Right.
Hey, boss, could you keep me? I've been here 12 years. Nah, I can't help it.
I can see, Chad Johnson at Woodward. Tom, you're doing such a great job here.
Hey.
We want to double your salary. It doesn't exist.
No.
It doesn't happen because it's you want it to. I'm sure these guys would love to pay everybody, but they can't. There's a salary cap, and in a salary cap, you're going to pay who you think you need to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to pay 4 offensive guys. You're going to pay 4 defensive guys, and then you're filling in the rest.
Look what happened last year with the Lions backfield. Jamal Williams, what do you have, 19, 20 touchdowns? Wanted X amount of dollars. Lions can only give him this. He wanted this. They're like, okay, I got another guy that'll do this.
And
enter David Montgomery. Goodbye to Jamal Williams.
And you know who doesn't feel bad about the running back position? The wide receiver position.
Mm-hmm.
Because for decades, years upon years, they have been underpaid in this sport because the running backs got all the money. Who was the general manager that was on the other day that said if I paid a wide receiver $10 million a year, I was having anxiety.
That was it. That was our guy. That was the former Jets.
Michael Tannenbaum.
Yeah,
Mike Tannenbaum. That's
Mike
right.
Tannenbaum.
If I paid a wide receiver $10 million a year, I was like getting all kinds of.
agita.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's just flipped. The game has flipped. Now the wide receivers get 12, 14. Hell, Christian Kirk last year got $18 million a year.
You know it, man.
You know?
And that's what Austin Eckler, or Eckler, as Braylon will call him, was bitching about. Yeah. There's third-string wide receivers making more money than me.
Right.
Yet I'm carrying the ball 50% of the time for the Chargers offense.
I understand. Hey, guys, we want you to stick around. 5 o'clock tonight, if you are watching live, the heavyweights. Spenny will be here. Easy will be here. The guys will take you from 5 to 7 live again at Oakland Hills. What a great day this has been, Tom.
Nice
a hell of a job. Nicely done out of you today,
Thanks
my
to Mo
friend.
today. Mike O'Hara.
Mike O'Hara is simply the best.
We love him.
That was a great conversation to have with him. And, again, thanks to Mike O'Hara for that.
Look.
Hey, everybody. For everybody out here at Oakland Hills, JB, Parker, intern Alex, Gabby, Justin, Lucas is out here. Spenny. Can't forget about this guy. Watch Spenny and watch Easy tonight. The heavyweights coming at you at 5 o'clock. Thanks to everybody. Bye-bye. So long. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us. Hop on the YouTube chat. Slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.